What's up, guys? This is your boy, That Black On It, and today I'm going to be doing something completely different than what I normally do. Now, you guys have seen on my channel before that I have done unboxings to a certain extent, but with this one, this is very special to me, okay? Because not only didn't know that these existed, I'm also one of the first to actually try these out. I am very, very excited. I want to test all the claims of this product at all times. I really want to make sure everything leads up to its name. So before I say anything else, I want to say that I was not paid for this product. This product was sent to me, and I am taking the time out of the day to actually test this product. But when you guys actually see this video, what's going to end up happening is most likely a whole week or so is going to pass by after the fact that I've tested this, and I'm going to jot down my complete score for everything. That means sound quality, that means the battery life, that means how this thing connects, how the feedback talking to somebody on the phone is, everything that I can possibly think of for these headsets I am going to do. So with that being said, let's go ahead and introduce. This is the PowerPods. Okay, so with that being said, I like the presentation of the box itself. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put down a decent score for this. Like, honestly, it's straight to the point, simple. As soon as I see this, I'm like, okay, I see that it has its logo. I see that it has PowerPods with the nice embroidered. I still have the plastic on this thing, just to let you guys know there is plastic on there. I just now noticed that it had a golden brim around it, but that doesn't matter at this point, okay? That's not the part that matters. What's inside this box is what really matters. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna do an unboxing of this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and break down the specs. Now, mind you, next time you see me, I'm gonna be wearing different clothes, probably same hat, but different clothes. And the reason why is this is gonna take days for me to do. I'm going to literally be putting this headset to the test. I'm going to make sure, see how everything works with this. I'm going to really be putting this to the test. Different functionalities and all of those different things. I'm going to be putting it to the test. So I'm already kind of stuttering a little bit because I'm that hyped. This is a review on PowerPods. Okay, so off back we have the PowerPods that you guys have already seen. Let's go ahead and let's get inside of this PowerPods and see what's going on as well. So I'm going to use the Sekiro Die Twice letter opener that I got with an old game a few months ago, or a year ago really. And I also found out this probably was a bad idea to do that with a letter opener, but it's all good. Let's go ahead and let's just try to open this thing up. And we are in there. Now it's time to remove the plastic. And look at that. Look at that. Off the back, I love the detail into it. As much as I've moved it around and stuff, this stuff is secure. It is held in there really nice. I love the look and the detail of the gold and the cream color that it has. Not just that, but the door itself on this thing, if you don't kind of like use two hands lightly, you won't really just get it straight open. I love that it is not heavy at all to open it up. It just feels that way if you're trying to use one hand. And not just that, but like just the detailing feel of it. Like, now I say it is a magnetic door, but it's a strong magnet. Like, you can tell they put time into this. They thought about the whole entire build. I will say straight off the back that this is wonderful. Okay, this is like, the feeling of it is great. The texture of it, like, it doesn't feel cheap at all. It feels like you have something of royalty in your hands. Okay, let's put this down and let's see if we can get one of these out. It's in there pretty tight. and which is a good thing. Okay, like I'm not gonna lie and say that that's a bad thing. That's a good thing. You want a product, if you're getting it shipped to you or anything like that, you want that product to be held in there tight. And as we remove this from the box, oh, we actually see something else in here. Okay, so those three logos that you see right there is the extra buds, the manual, and the charging cable. All right, just tore that. So let's see if we can open it another way. All right, you get the manual, and that's what we'll actually be going by a lot of these claims that I'm doing, and a lot of the tests that I'm doing on this. That's what we'll be going by for this video. They'll be coming straight from the manual. Another thing I truly love, extra earbuds. Okay, different sizes, but extra earbuds for your ears. You don't understand how earbud might tear over time. That's a thing that I have to probably test later on, but they are really good earbuds, and your children might get a hold of them and now your earbuds are missing. I'm not gonna lie, I love that I have extra. The power charger is a plus. It's not the longest charger, but you really don't need a long charger for something you'll plug into a PC or a USB 3 and get a really fast charge out of. So with the feel of it, it doesn't feel like a poor man's cheap dollar store knockoff. It actually feels pretty decent. So that's actually good within itself. I actually really like this, and not even gonna lie, I'm happy that it's USB-C. I see a lot of things moving over to USB-C, and this was a good move for the PowerPods. And just me pointing it, just saying the same thing I've already said before: earbuds, manual, and USB. But okay, and let's try to get these jokers out. I'm talking about they're in there nice and snug. There's no way that those are going to bounce around. So like I said, I have to give that box on its own a huge plus for what it is, and showing how the display of this looks great, beautiful. So let's go ahead and let's talk more about the test that I have done to this, and we'll go from there. All right, so I just want you guys to hear the quality after they've been dipped in water and everything like that. And yeah, so you guys can actually hear the quality, and you also probably can hear my fingers pressing up against this. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and put a pause on that. Starting off back, I want to just be 100 straight up front with you guys that this PowerPod itself, man, I'm not even finna lie, I'm going to be giving these things, let me actually turn my Bluetooth off too. But with these, I'm going to be bumping with these for quite some time. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, I'm gonna stick with these. Besides that, I have to give the whole interior look, everything about it, honestly, it's getting a 5 out of 5 for me. I like the detail. Like, after having it for a month, I'm not gonna lie, it's been beat up against other things that's been in my pocket, so it does have little scuffs and scratches on it. You probably can see it and you probably can't, but it still looks nice. It's charging it up right now, the little white lights on in the back. You can't beat that, bro. Like, in all seriousness, you cannot beat that. Like, something like this, like, that's one reason I wanted to take the 2.5 weeks to really go into depth, really look at a few things that were going on with this PowerPod. Put it in water, pour water on it, That video is playing right here. You guys can see that I had it in water. Like, this literally just happened a few minutes ago, and they're playing. Like, the PowerPods are playing. Now, what I will say too, I wouldn't test it with, like, I wouldn't try to stress it out with things like super cold ice water and things like that, or super boiling hot water, because what you end up doing is you can end up taking away the properties that make it waterproof. So you don't want to do anything like that. What you want to go ahead and do is you want to, like if I say you're outside and you drop it in a puddle, as long as you get them out that puddle, and as long as the depth's not too deep, you're good. You're good. Like I said, the charge time for everything that's set up for this works perfect. Like, you get literally, if you put it in rest time for 100 hours, it was literally one of the most toughest things for me to do, is to literally put this down. And let me turn that grain down just a little bit, so y'all just might heard my audio change. But the one thing that I truly can say about this is, one of the hardest things for me to do was to put this down for almost roughly around 5 days. Now, if you know 5 times 2 is 10, it's 24 hours within a day. So that's the way you hit your 100 hours. I'm not gonna lie, I did that for 5 days. I did not touch these PowerPods. I let them sit, and I'm talking about, they stood that test. They get a 5 for being in standby mode. They get a 5 for the charge time. The one thing I can truly say about the charge time is that does differ. And what I mean by it differing is, you can get a little bit more charge time if you play it mid-range for a little bit longer. Now, I will say that these have canceled out so much noise. If you just outside and you have neighbors who yelling at each other, and which I don't have that, but that's just a scenario. The one thing I can truly say is, with these PowerPods, they work. Like, I'm talking about, they knock out a huge chunk of noise, and it's like everything around me kind of ceased to exist while I had these in my ear. And another cool thing too about the PowerPods are that you can take one, use one. You don't have to plug both of them up. I've made a phone call just having one in my ear. Now, I will also say to be careful with that, because if you're holding the child, or you brush up, or scratch behind your ear, and you accidentally hit the circular part, and I'll show you what that is. If you end up hitting this circular part right here, which has the S on it, if you end up hitting that, what ends up happening is you will hang up on that call. And what ends up happening is, now you have to redial, and next time you'll know. So it's a little trial and error with that. And everything that you see in the manual, like how to double tap and that'll skip you to the next song, all of that works too. I've had zero problems with any of those type of setups. And depending on what sound media that you're playing on, like Spotify, Google Play, even Apple, it plays very nice. The setup for it, really awesome. I understand exactly like how all of that works, and how that just drives into the exact thing that I said about this. Like, everything works exactly how it's said in the manual, and everything has passed the challenge that I have possibly seen that could definitely work. So with that being said, I give it a 5 out of 5 for the presentation of how it looks, the box and everything. That's a 5 out of 5. The battery life, when it said 5 hours, you can get a little bit more if you play it in mid range, but 5 hours is exactly what they said. It killed that. So the third thing is that, like I said, it is water resistant or waterproof. It passed that too. The only thing I would definitely tell you is, don't do it with something like freezing water or hot water, because the temperatures can mess up what's going on with it. You don't want to cook it, and you don't want to freeze it in the freezer. That's something I don't want to like test at this very moment on it. But that's one of the main things that I would definitely tell you guys, that everything that this PowerPod says it does, and it does it well. So with that being said, I'm honestly gonna give this the highest rating of 5 out of 5, almost on everything. I do have one pet peeve that drops I guess the presentation down of it, and that is when you look at the pods, the one that goes in your right ear, like you have to turn it this way for it to make sense. But if I turned it, that magnetic door is awesome. But if I turned it this way facing me, and you see right is coming from the left side, and it goes into my ear. So I have to pull from this side, bring it back up to this one, pull from this side, in which would be my right side right here, and put it in that ear. So that's my left ear. But that's so small and so petty to me to do that it's not even like, that's not even a bother. That's not even something that I would worry about that much. And I'm talking about it's secure. You could toss it around. Like, you know, I wouldn't say throw it, but I just did that, and I wouldn't have to worry about my pods being broken, let alone, you know, if it drops out your pocket for whatever weird reason, you know, it's protected. So like with all of that, like I said, I give that a 4. And the sound itself is clear, so you already know it's clean. The bass is actually really nice on it, and the highs and lows are beautiful. So I gotta give that a 5 out of 5. Like, it's no different from something that's stupid high quality like Beats. You're getting high quality just like that, guys. Like, let me just be realistic. And I can say yes, you know, just because I know, because people in the comments are gonna definitely say, have you had Beats? I've definitely heard a pair of them. I've heard all the different types that they've had, or different models that they've come out with, and I can truly say that the quality is good for those too. But don't get me wrong, when you got something like this that is coming out, or is getting on its way to come out, this is kind of worth the price. Like, definitely fast charge half an hour. If you put one in, it's less of a charge. And then that's if you get it to bone dry. You charge it for an hour and a half, and you back playing for another 5 to 5.5 hours off of that. So like, my thing is, come on now, you got to really look at that and think that is high grade quality, definitely coming from Bluetooth. And then being able to talk in both ears, not having to change one out for the other one. I always keep one in your right. I had to give it quality for that. Now, a lot of people argue too that you won't be able to do that. You could do that with any of them. That's not actually 100% true. And then the distance from your phone. Like I said, I got about around 35 to 45 feet. Now, I will say, when it gets to about that 45 feet range, you start to hear that static. When I actually stopped and stayed there, they started playing clear again. I guess if you don't move, or that motion that's going on with it, it worked perfectly fine. I've literally almost left my phone at the house multiple times, but that's on me though. So I have to give props where it's due. The PowerPods are definitely worth it, definitely worth the time, definitely worth the money, and you're gonna love them. It strings out high quality by just the feel, the touch, and the sound. So with that being said, I give it a very high rating, like a 9 out of 10. And the only reason I'm giving it a 9 is just basically because of just the angling. But at the end of the day, that's literally just because of how they had to fit in there. Besides that, they work, they play, they do everything that needs to be done with them. So like I said, connections to PC works, connections to your phone works. You shouldn't have any issues trying to connect this device to your phone. And the simple fact that as soon as it pops up as PowerPods. Come on, man. Come on. And that's pretty much it. So that's my review. I hope that this actually may have swayed some of you guys to actually get the PowerPods. Like when I said the PowerPods are badass, if you do get them, definitely leave a comment down below. Let me know how you like the PowerPods and how you enjoyed them as well. I already know of a couple few folks that I've let hear the sound and quality, love it. So go ahead, take the time out and just check them out if you can. All right, this is your boy That Black Oni, and this is my review, open box review for these PowerPods. And so you guys have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Peace.